Well, hello my fellow adventurers, welcome back to Living the Grand Adventure. My name is Kevin. Today I am out doing my 46 climbs charity event hike. That's basically, you can donate on my donation page, which will be down below in the description. Go to it and you can donate, and all proceeds go to the National Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I try to do this every year. This is my 4th year out of the last 5. The only year I missed was the year that we bought a new home and we were moving in during the event. So wasn't able to do it that year, but I'm down here today. I'm near Bethel, Ohio. If you notice, I'm at East Fork State Park and we are doing the Steven Newman Perimeter Trail, guys. That's really kind of cool. That's been on my docket for a while to do. Kind of like last year where I knocked out Spruce Knob. I'm out here doing this one today. This is actually supposed to be one of the lower rated trails in Ohio. I believe it's like 3.8 on all trails. It doesn't get very favorable reviews because there's a lot of mud and overgrowth and such. And also, it is roughly 32 to 35 miles depending on what app you look at and how you plan your trip. Today, I'm heading over to, if you know, here at East Fork they have established sites. I'm heading over to Site 5 today. It's a very short hike. It's about 3.5 miles, so shouldn't really be too bad. Should be able to knock it out in about an hour and a half. Because the trail will be, for the most part, for the whole 35 miles, pretty flat. There are some sections where you have, I guess what you could call like a sawtooth, where it kind of goes up, down, but there's not many of those. Most of this trail I have not actually seen. We actually probably won't see trail that I've actually been on until the last day. So that's very interesting. I'm kind of liking it. I'm either going to be here 3 nights or 4 nights, depending on how I'm feeling, the weather, what's going on at home. I did have an anonymous donor. I don't know who it is. Like I said, it is anonymous. They donated $40. It's only the second time I've ever had someone else besides myself donate to the cause. So whoever you are, I very much appreciate it, guys. Especially this year, because this year I am hiking in honor of my brother. If you've seen the previous trip, I did explain what happened with him and his mental issues. He didn't commit suicide, thankfully. But he kind of had addiction problems and mental health problems that he kind of got help with a little too late. And, you know, I kind of feel, I know actually at one time he did actually call the suicide hotline. So if nothing else, there was somebody there to talk to him that night. He talked to them for about an hour and then actually brought me in on the call for the last 30 minutes. And then I talked to him for another 4 or 5 hours. So that was a couple of years ago. He really got down and depressed with his illness and being sick. He had liver failure and kidney failure, so that's what he died from. And it was a slow process, and it was hard on him. And of course, his kids and the whole family. So I am out here in the honor of my brother, Jason. He died June 16th, guys. I'd actually already signed up for the event even before that. I normally sign up as soon as it becomes available, and that was actually in May. So just having that happen as well. He went into hospice late May and, like I said, passed him in June. So that's what I'm out here for. If you guys do want to donate, like I said, there will be a link down in the description of this video, as well as the whole series of videos. If you feel like donating, that's fine. If not, nothing else, spread the word about 46 Climbs. You can check out their webpage. It's 46climbs.com. And you can view their story. I've talked about them in the past, where they actually initially started the whole event for one of their friends as well, who did actually do the deed. I really enjoy doing this for the cause, because even before my brother, there were other people in my life who either committed or attempted to. So, you know, getting people help with mental health issues, having that suicide hotline, things like that, I feel that's very important, because you know, it's actually, I mean, I don't know what number it is, but it's in the top 10 of the most calls of death, especially among younger people. And it's definitely preventable if someone can get help. And that's what this is for. Like I said, all proceeds go to the National Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And it is tax exempt, so you can write that off on your taxes as well, guys. All right, so we're coming down a little bit of an elevation here. Believe I'm going to the left. We are following green blazes. There's been a number of trails I've had to figure out. Yeah, I've definitely been keeping it on my map. Well, I'm using all trails right now. I do have a solid map. I also have it running on my watch, as well as you know, I have Gaia and the Garmin Explorer apps as well that I can always check if something happens to kind of conk out on me here. But I'm using all trails. I hadn't planned on signing up for all trails because they did like basically remove some of their stuff from their what used to be the top tier, the $35 a month tier, and moved it into a $99 a month tier. I'm like, whew. So I wasn't too happy about that they kind of did that. You know, I've had all trails for 6-7 years, and all of a sudden they were wanting to keep the same features, charge $99. So I was kind of like, I'm kind of against that. They've taken, like, one of my favorite features is actually being able to create your own map directly on my mobile device. And they moved that to the $99 tier. No big deal, I can use my computer with the tier I have. I did get the $35 tier, however, I guess where I was a subscriber for so long and then I backed out, they gave me a 50% coupon. They sent it to me in my email. When I saw that, I said, okay, $18 a month or $18 for the year, I'll go ahead and do it. Because I do like all trails for the most part. I mean, it's not the most accurate. And in fact, last trip, I didn't even have all trails running. Well, I did for a minute, and it was crapping out on me. It just wasn't working right. So I actually switched over to the Garmin Explorer and Gaia and was running both those simultaneously, and they actually worked a little bit better. But I'm doing all trails this trip, and so far it keeps conking out saying GPS signal lost. I don't know if that's my phone or if that's all trails, but I'm doing okay. I think I'm on the trail. I'm okay. I mean, there's been a number of offshoots. I think some of this is actually going to hiker-made sites. However, they actually really deter you from doing that down here now. I know at one point in time you were able to kind of disperse camp, because Alex and I actually come in and did a 3-night trip at hiker-made sites that we scouted beforehand and hit all 3 of those. It was a really fun trip. However, like, their literature now states that they don't allow that. So I'm trying to actually hit the actual designated sites. They've said for years that there was 5 sites down here, and everything I read, people couldn't find that 5th site. Well, they went in and redid it, and supposedly it's pretty nice now. It should have a picnic table and a bench and a whole slew of little amenities, if you will. So that's where we're heading tonight, and supposedly they've redone Site 4 and Site 3. Of course, the trail is supposedly rutted out and muddy from horse travel, but we'll see how that works. I've hit plenty of horse travel trails this time of year, and where it's a little bit drier, they aren't too bad. East Fork is notorious for being muddy though, so we'll see how that plays out, guys. I did have a poll on my YouTube page. I actually had 4 different options. This trail, the Shawnee State Forest Trail that I did about 4 years ago. I did the South Loop and had to go home and cut it short. And I didn't get to do the North Loop. I was actually wanting to go down and just redo that trip the opposite direction and try to do the whole trip this time. That was option number 2. Option number 3, I come across what's called the Tecumseh Trail over in Indiana. It actually starts in Morgan Monroe State Forest and winds down about 45 miles in Indiana. And I thought about doing that. I couldn't get a scheduled shuttle to take me from the north terminus down to the south terminus. The only thing I could find was somebody wanting to charge $100. And I'm like, it was like a 35-mile drive. And I thought $100 for 35 miles is a little steep. I may do it in the future, but for now, I'm holding off on that idea because that's a little steep. I thought about doing it in and out. That was the 3rd option. And of course, the fourth option was just other. You guys could make comments. I did get about 10 votes. 70% of them were here. That kind of determined where I was going to go. It's kind of funny, Shawnee is actually the same drive, only an additional hour. So I ended up at East Fork, and we're going to do the Steven Newman Perimeter Trail. So I've been moving right along. About a mile and a quarter into it, come beside this pond here. It's kind of neat. Like I said, this is areas of East Fork I've never seen before. So, kind of cool. A little bit stagnant. I don't know if I'd want to get water out of it, but in a pinch, you could. Should be a water source up near Camp 5, so I'm not really stressing it. It should be a nice running creek. Trail's been pretty dry. A couple of small spots of mud, and you can definitely tell where the trail probably has been wet in the past. Like, you know, you would even see the little detour paths that people make up around areas that would be wet. However, this time of year, it's fairly dry. Now, I am going clockwise on the trail. Technically, you're supposed to go counterclockwise. I mean, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter, but there was a reason behind that. Been keeping an eye on the weather, and because of the mud on the trail, I was trying to put the eastern side of the trail, which should be day 3 and 4, as the last part of the trip, because it actually is supposed to rain tonight, and I wanted to give the trail a couple of days to dry out before I had to hit that little bit muddier section. So if you notice right through here, probably in the wet season, this is probably honestly underwater because it's even still a little bit damp. This area of Ohio, the underneath and even on top is clay for the most part, and that's why the water tends to sit more and it gets muddier. So, you know, because clay doesn't actually absorb the water as much as most, you know, like soil and such. So, it's one reason this area does stay muddier. It was kind of interesting as I was passing mile marker 32. Of course, you know, we're going to be counting down 32, 31. I actually passed an individual. He had like a red tank top on and a pair of white jeans and boots, and it was just kind of weird because he come rolling around the corner, had a little fanny pack on, and that was it. So I guess he's day hiking, but he was carrying a 12 gauge shotgun. That kind of startled me. I mean, I carry when I'm on trail, but I don't carry a 12 gauge shotgun. And he was just nonchalantly walking along the trail. And as I passed him and got a little bit past him, you could tell he was vaping with a little something in it, if you know what I mean. You could smell it in the air. So that was an interesting encounter. It's the only person I've passed since I left the trailhead. Alright guys, so we made it over to our water stop here. As predicted, there is water here. Not a lot, but it's enough that I'm gonna be able to fill up all my bottles, and that's all I was really worried about. The water is kind of flowing and it looks fairly clear. So let's get us some water here, guys. Sometimes when you get to a place like this and the water is kind of shallow, I like using, this is a bottom of another water bottle. It just sits inside my pack like this. That works just fine. And then I can get in here and scoop out water because it is kind of shallow right through here. Try not to get too much debris in my bottle there. Don't want to clog up my filter immediately on this trip because we have a number of days that we're going to be filtering water. So we're going to be stocking up for camp. So we'll do the 2 liters and then I've got a 20-ounce bottle. I only have to filter a liter and the 20-ounce here. And then I'll fill this bottle up and we can filter it at camp later tonight. Because the Sawyer actually sits directly on top of this. And I just use my smart water bottle as a squeeze cap, or a squeeze pouch basically. Instead of carrying a pouch, I just use the bottle. Makes it easy. And I like to take my bottle and kind of put it in the arches of my feet. That way it don't tip over. And then we just put it in here and we filter. And as this bottle condenses, I just unscrew the Sawyer just a little bit and then retighten it. And we just continue to do this as we filter this bottle up here. Takes a minute, but it's not too bad. Okay, first liter is done. Make sure we get the cap back on this so it doesn't tilt over and we lose all of our work. All right, first liter is done. Gonna set it over here out of the way and we'll get ready to do the 20-ounce. I am actually going to filter the 20-ounce twice. What I'm going to do is filter it. I'm going to drink a whole 20-ounce while I'm standing here because I'm kind of thirsty. Okay, so that's my first 20-ounce. Nice and clear water. Actually, that tastes pretty good. Actually tastes really good. So let me go ahead. We'll grab a little bit more water. Filter back up the 20 ounces here. Fill this bottle up and we'll get the pack back on and we'll get going, guys. Yeah, trying to knock out this last little quarter mile here. Noticed a number of trails offshooting from the main trail. So I'm trying to maintain where I'm going, but we are looking for the green blazes. So we're okay. Hear a lot of traffic. Of course, I think Site 5 is actually off of a small little road. It's like a little trailhead type area for the perimeter trail. And I'm pretty sure Site 5 is actually off of that road a little ways away from the actual trail. Quite a bit of up and down right through here. That's another trail. Maybe somebody circled around and bypassed all this because this may be muddy in the spring if you notice. So far, just looking at the trail, I would definitely recommend, if you're going to come out and do the perimeter trail, to do it September, mid-September, kind of like I am. Today is the 5th. So sometime in September, kind of keep an eye on the weather, make sure it's not rained a lot lately. And probably in October, November even, those months it would probably be pretty dry and still decent enough weather that it won't freeze you to death. So that's my suggestion. I mean, I've been in here in August, not in this area, but the, oh, there's a deer. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Let's see, 3. I was making too much noise. I should have been more quiet, guys. It's kind of neat. That's actually the 4, there was 3 there. I saw one coming in. I would have walked into the camp store and told them about the one that I saw was right at the entrance to the park. And it was actually limping, like its back leg. It was hobbling a little bit on it. I don't know if it just got hurt or somebody had hit it. I mean, I didn't see blood or anything like that, so I figure it's okay, but it was doing some hobbling. I don't know if they would check on it. I don't know if they come out and send rangers to like look for it. I don't know what they would do. It's not like it's an endangered species or anything, but it was a doe and not a buck. So, in fact, that's what that group was there too. Just stop them for a second, see if they come this direction again or what they might do. They took across this ridge out that direction. I'm going over here. Oh, that's kind of neat. So there's definitely an active deer population down here. We've seen deer here at East Fork before. But as I was saying though, I'm just going to kind of stand here and be kind of a little bit more quiet, but I'll still talk to you guys. You know, I've been in here in August. I'm trying to think the earliest I've been in. I think I come in with Alex, it was like the 1st of June when we did the hiker made backpack sites. So that'd be like the earliest we've been in the year. And there was muddy spots, definitely. It was doable, but this section would probably been a lot worse because it's not as much maintained, not as well traveled. Yeah, I would suggest doing this in the fall. Maybe early spring before the thaw, before you know, the heavy rains come in. Figure if you did that, you would beat the mud. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm having a blast today though. Those last couple inclines got me though, but whew. All right, so I guess I'm gonna move on and we'll see if those deer pop out again. If they do, I'll try to catch them for you guys. If not, we'll probably see some more on the trail going forward, guys. So we're at mile marker 30. It spilled us out right here into a kind of a meadow. The Great Miami River's right actually over there. Trail goes right there from the look of it. However, from the map, it shows site 5 is up this hill and this little road walk. So, yay. Site 5 should be directly over that hill right there. At least according to the map. Hopefully I'm going the right way. I really did not want to do a large road walk right here at the end. Of course, the good thing is going uphill right now in the morning, coming out, we'll come down this hill and get on the trail. So that'll make life a lot easier. So yeah, campsite 5 is actually up that hill and then just off the side of the road. I thought there was a parking lot near it. However, it's gated. It even says no parking in front of the gate. So hopefully this site will be open tonight. I was under the assumption people park there and just bring their stuff in here, or even actually kind of what I saw initially. I think it's like maybe when they first built it, that's probably why they gated it off, so people could actually backpack into here. Of course, that's not saying that you can't come in right there, have someone drop you off and come into Site 5. But yeah, that's an option. It's not in the spirit of things, but you could do it. That's really for like people who only live in the area though. You're not going to drive a couple hours like I did, like an hour and 40 minutes to get dropped off, and someone have to drive back another hour and 40 minutes that day. But if you live in the area, it's definitely something you could do. Oh, this is a big area, guys. Check it out. Got a picnic table over here where we can sit and eat a little bit later. Probably have a lunch here in a little bit. And then over here we have a nice fire ring, some benches. Kind of cool. Wide open sky too, so fortunately we probably won't see much tonight because it's supposed to rain. But if it wasn't supposed to rain, it was going to be a nice night. Kind of cool, you know, you could sit here and definitely look at the stars, full moon if it was out. Not really primitive camping. I mean, the only reason it's primitive is because there's no water or electricity, but this is wide open, guys. Got a little path right over here. Kind of peek and see where it goes real quick. So that maybe just goes up in the woods to find wood. It's kind of neat. I think I'm going to drop pack over here at the picnic table and go from there on where I'm going to set my tent up and probably get a little bite to eat. I'm kind of hungry. Having 8 and 6 breakfast this morning, which was about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Somebody cut up some a little bit of wood here. Broke a piece off the table. That's nice. But yeah, definitely a pretty area. I got a feeling like Site 4 and Site 3 is going to be similar. I don't think Site 3 has a picnic table, but it's supposed to have the benches. I didn't even bring my chair in this time, so we'll see how it plays out, guys. But here we are at Site 5. Let's get site set up. Well, guys, it's about 3:45. Got in here pretty quick. Not too bad of a hike. Like I said. Oh, how you doing?
You doing what I'm doing?
So guys, got in here, got set up. It's about 4:45 now. So the day's moving on. I got me a little snack, ate a couple of Spam blocks, about 460 calories. I'm set up right over here, and we have some company. There's a gentleman come in. He's actually from upstate New York, and he's going to be here for a couple of nights. He said he's staying right here though, so you know that's fine. It's supposed to be somebody else coming in with him. They're actually Bigfooters. They're looking for Bigfoot here at East Fork. I'm like, okay. So, kind of interesting. Going to be sharing the site, so I probably won't record much tonight, but I figured I'd let you guys know, yes, I am set up right here, kind of flat. I did batten down the hatches. I would have shown you me setting up the tent. However, it did come in a slight sprinkle. So when it was doing that, I just wanted to get stuff up just so that way, you know, if I needed to get in there and get dry, I could. It is actually supposed to rain a little bit tonight, so we'll see how that plays out. But I did get a little bite to eat, got sight set up. Had a couple of my toenails on my left foot trying to get impacted, so I had to cut them back a little bit, even more than I already had. That sometimes happens. Everything's feeling good now. Not even really all that sore. Got some calories, got some electrolytes, feeling all right. Got about 2.5 liters of water for the night, and I only need like, I think 14 ounces for my dinner. I am doing dehydrated spaghetti I made myself. I'm either going to do that, or I do have a Mountain House spaghetti, one of the two, because the other one will be for the 4th night. That way they're kind of broke up. But yeah, like I said, I probably won't record much after this. Probably maybe a little bit later, especially if because he said that they may actually wander off and kind of go up and down the road or whatever. If they do that, then I'll be over here by myself. I might record a little bit then. Otherwise, you know, we'll see you probably around bedtime, and then I'll see you in the morning. So guys, it's about 6:30. Been sitting here just kind of relaxing a little bit. The gentleman that came in, he's got his tent set up over here. He actually just left to meet the person that he's going to be Bigfooting with. Said they're probably going to be gone at least till about an hour and a half, 2 hours after dark. So we'll be by myself for a little while. Might spend a few minutes processing some wood and trying to gather up a little bit more wood. We have some sitting right here, so not too bad. But I might go ahead and gather up a little bit more, and like I said, kind of process this up and see if I can maybe get a little fire going about 8 o'clock, 8:30, once it starts getting good and dark. But once I get done with that, I am definitely going to be getting dinner. I'm starting to get hungry. I'm going to do a pack of homemade spaghetti. You've seen me do that before on trail. I'm looking forward to that because kind of getting hungry. And I'm going to check in with the family here in a few minutes. It has clouded up a little bit, so I'm kind of worried about a little bit of rain. It does say there's a possibility at about 7:30, which is about an hour. Hopefully we won't see anything. But I guess we'll take a look at that, and going to get some dinner here in a little bit, but I want to get this wood going first. Cheers, guys. It's a little late in the day for caffeine, but I made me a cup of coffee because I'm having a good night. It's really turned off nice. It's cloudy, but it's definitely warm. It's pretty. I got some wood cut up. I'm gonna start a fire here in about an hour. I'm gonna probably wait till pretty much is fully dark. I don't have a lot of wood, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of wood, so I'm gonna try to start it pretty much right at dark, or maybe even wait till about 9 o'clock so it'll be really good and dark then. Mainly because the guy that's still over here, he was wanting to have a little bit of a fire too, so I might hold out, maybe even wait till he gets back. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I guess it depends on how late he gets back, but it's just Folgers instant coffee, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Oh, tastes pretty good right about now. I've got plenty of water. If you see over there, I have well over a liter, and that includes after making this. And I have my food dehydrating, or rehydrating, if you will. So, got plenty of food, plenty of water. Good night. Enjoying it, guys. Really liking it being out here. Remember, this is for the 46 climbs. If you feel like donating, once again, I know I'm pushing it, but if you feel like donating, make sure you check the link down below. I would appreciate any donations. And once again, to my anonymous donator, I appreciate you. I really, really do, especially this year. And of course, thank you to my wife, who always supports me doing this. She pushed me to get out to West Virginia last year. She wanted me to come out and do this year. We made sure we were able to do it. But like I said, once again, 46 Climbs. Go check out their website, 46climbs.com. Hashtag 46 Climbs, everything like that. And all donations go in support of the National Foundation for Suicide Prevention, a charity near and dear to my heart, guys. All right, guys, it's about 8:45. It's definitely got dark now. Sun went down at 8:02 tonight. So kind of neat. It's still pretty cloudy, but there is the hint of the moon out this direction. I'll see if I can get it on the camera once it clears the trees over here. But it's kind of neat, you know, it's almost a full moon. I think it's gonna be a full moon Sunday night, which I'll still be here for that, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, got sights set up, got a little lantern over here, tents over there. I've got a few things left out right now just to kind of get me through the night. My food bag's here, that'll get hung up before long. I have it set out just because if I want some snacks, other than that. And then I've got the wood ready for the fire. I'm kind of holding off maybe another half an hour, and I'm probably gonna get it started then. I don't want to wait too late, that way I get a chance to enjoy it myself as well. It's been an awesome night. Haven't seen a drop of rain other than that tiny little sprinkle. But yeah, I figure I'd just check in with you guys. I'll probably start that fire, like I said, here in about a half an hour. And we'll kind of enjoy that for a little bit, and then it'll be bedtime. And in the morning, we'll get ready to get up and do a 7-mile hike over to Site 4 and kind of enjoy that. Looking forward to it. A little bit cooler weather even than today. So that's gonna be kind of nice.